Hello, welcome to my Life Fest live event. It's the annual client-led festival where staff members and clients from across all 6 partnership organisations come together and celebrate, the talents within the partnership. So this year's festival started in February 2020. And since then, there have been some mighty hurdles that have been thrown at us. So it's kind of hard to believe that we only met actually in person once. And although on the plus side, we have become excellent at navigating Zoom, and this is the first Life Fest ever to have been created during a pandemic. So I think it's quite an impressive achievement. It's also been a reminder throughout a difficult year that we can still work together as a team to create something positive. And there's no doubt that it's more important than ever to, stick as a team. And all credit, of course, goes to the clients involved, whether it was submitted, whether they submitted a piece or dedicated their time and efforts into organising the festival booklet. None of this would have been possible without you, so thank you very much. Whilst ordinarily we might have hoped for a physical event, this, of course, is not currently possible. However, as with the spirit of the partnership, when there is a challenge, it only makes us more determined to succeed. And to adapt to Cinderella quote, sort of the way I go with these things, you shall go to the My Life event. We are so pleased to be able to showcase the client's creative talents in the live event. And what better way to host it than on the Time to Talk Day, which is a day to talk about mental health and sort of break down the stigma around it. And we hope that through their impressive submissions and thoughts on how being creative helps support the mental well-being, it might inspire you to pick up a paintbrush or grab a notebook and get creative. So, without further ado, now's your chance to hear from the artists themselves.
Hello, everyone. Yes, I wrote this piece, Genesis, because it was the beginning, really, after going through a lot of catastrophe, I would say, in my life. I would think that at a young age, I got involved in a terrible accident while I was paddleboarding, and then I had blood clot in my lungs, and for a month I kept on going college teaching, thinking that I am fit enough because my history was that I've been in the army, so I thought soldier on, and I did so until a point where I could not even breathe, and fortunately I went to JR and they diagnosed that I had blood clot in my lungs and my left leg, so I damaged my nerves. For that reason, the career everything went away. What I thought I was, everything changed. So for that reason, I was at the most darkest place, and where I thought, where's my confidence gone? Where I was this person, and now I'm not. Everything went. I thought I was. But fortunately enough, people in our lives that come and go. And I'm grateful that the first one from Connection was Toby, and she came to my place one day and I said, hi Toby, I've been busy, I've been making a playlist. And she asked, what for? And I said, when I die, I write to have this playlist. And she said to me, no more people don't think like that. and I asked her, what do you mean? She said to me, no more people don't think like that, or people who are world don't think like that. Okay, well, it's normal for me to write a playlist of when I die, see, because my mind, my head was at that place. And in that darkness, you got to be there, because it was only because a rope did not It was because the rope did not tie, it was not tied properly, so it snapped. Otherwise, it could have been a different story. So I'm very grateful that I found people that really told me and showed me where that there is life after darkness, and there's more that we can do with or without the injury, and you can go on with chronic pain. And for that, I started looking at life differently. And even because I was born in a Christian family, I looked at the gospel something that was outside happening. But then when Genesis starts, the metamorphosis tells you everything is happening inside you. So meaning to say, if there is no enemy within, enemy outside cannot do you no harm. And as a result, my physical being was attacked, mind was damaged, but the spirit was still there. So it was that point where the enemy within had to come out and bring forth something new. So again, like I say, many times you look at life and say, I can't do this because I've got this problem, I've got this problem, I've got this problem. It so happened that there are many parables that you look at of people complaining and saying, I got this problem, I can't do this. But when you look at the people who are saying we can help you, that also means that you got to get rid of that mentality, that mindset of I cannot do. So now I am so much at a better place where I say to myself, I am a philosopher, I play chess, I'm a computer geek, I love gardening, so I'm a botanist, I'm kind of everything now that I thought I could never be. Before I thought I'm just a computer geek and that was it, and that's life teaching, that is. And before then I thought it was army and rifles. But there's so much that I have found out that I am and I can be with my chronic pain. And that's how it is. And I'm grateful for connections. I mean, I do not know how much I would be saying thank you very much to uh, for just being listening to chronic complaint, chronic this, and the extent I thought I was like a baby. But it is because you guys, you do this thing not for the money, but because you know that there is that peace within everybody that sometimes when it's broken, it needs repairing, and you're there to do that. So I am grateful, and I say I
Thank
will
you,
keep on playing
Desta.
my chess, and one love to all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you
would,
very much.
you're a good family to me. Much appreciated. One love. That's me back.
Thank you. That was
You're welcome.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. We've got a few pieces of my art here. I do go under the name of Mandala Lotus. I'm thinking about, thinking about possibly putting forward my art if anybody's interested in the media. So I put together the hearts and joined them together with the rings and painted them. And on top you can see roundels of wood that I've painted. I use acrylic paints. I use acrylic pens as well. And I also paint on pebbles and vases. I also paint I'm doing a course at the moment on acrylic painting, so there is nothing that I won't paint if I given half the chance. But it took me out of lockdown. As you can see, I just moved into my flat, so initially the hearts I was painting on the carpet, but using not actually on the carpet, but on the cardboard. I now have my flat is I do actually have an art table now. It just took me out of the boredom, the doom, the gloom, the colors. I often found that they matched my emotions, and the picture of the snow and the mountains I did in the art class, and then I discovered DVD art. So I cut up the DVDs that I don't use and created a peacock. And I've also done lotus flowers and decorated it. And I think you can see it here just in the background here. I display it on the door with a bit of a frame around it. I just wanted to read some lyrics to a song which I love, which always inspire me, and I wanted to share, and then just 3 short quotes that perhaps you can relate to, you know, in times of sheer desperation, and all I could do was get up and make 1 cup of tea a day, to the point now where I'm painting, I'm creating, is a huge, massive way forward. It's taken a few years though, and sheer determination, support of family and friends, and the willingness to want to be better. And I always found this song. I love this song. It's a very old song. It's called "Winter in July" by Bon the Bass. I'm not going to sing it, don't worry, but I will read out the lyrics, and it's always helped me. So it starts with, "Look around, I wonder why we can live a life that's never satisfied. Lonely hearts, troubled minds, looking for a way that we can never find. Many roads are ahead of us with choices to be made, but life's just one of the games we play. There is no special way. Make the best of what's given you. Everything will come in time. Why deny yourself? Don't let life pass you by like winter in July. Future dreams can never last when you find yourself still living in the past. Keep moving on to higher ground, looking for the way you thought could not be found. We may not know the reason why we're born into this world, where a man only lives to die, his story left untold. Make the best of what's given you, everything will come in time. Why deny yourself? Don't just let life pass you by like winter in July. So that's the lyrics to the song, and I always find it very poignant and uplifting. And then the first 2 quotes are 2 African sayings. Obviously, it's the oral tradition, so there is no original author. Which is, first one is, "Until the lion tells his tale, the stories will always glorify the hunter. So tell your tales, share your stories. Don't let others do that for you." The other one is, "If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together." And the last one is, I think it was Gandhi, but it's been said so often by so many different people. And you must have heard it, "Be the change you want to see." Thank you, everybody. And go well. Om Shanti.
Hi everybody, so I'm going to read Rasheen's story to you all. The seasons never really meant a lot to me apart from the change in temperature until I had my little boy, Rory. He was taken away from me at birth. I had to make drastic changes to my lifestyle as I couldn't let my beautiful little boy go. I started getting support for my addiction and mental health. I saw Rory 3 times a week supervised along with his dad. I really struggled some days, but I was determined to keep going and get my baby home. I am now 19 months abstinent and Rory came home in June. At the start, I felt like it was impossible. I never imagined my story having a happy ending. I am now, for the first time since I was a child, looking forward to the future, including the changing seasons. I'm looking forward to the possibility of making snowmen, Christmas time, and snuggling up with my little family. The summer will be amazing with swimming, holidays, walks, and days in the garden when we finally get one. But most of all, I'm excited to watch my son grow. My life is amazing, and I have so many professionals who believe in me. My support worker is my main support. She's helped me believe in myself and move on from my past. I know I'm the one who has done all the hard work to get to the place I am in today, but with that support, I've achieved what felt impossible.
So I don't believe we have the person who drew this leaf on the Zoom call now, but this is someone from Response who's drawn this. I really like it. I think it's really nice. So it's a leaf. Yeah.
Hi everyone. So this is inspired by my grandma and my grandpa, who I love very much. They've got me into painting 8 years ago, and literally for 8 years I've been trying to produce something that I can show my grandma, that she'd be proud of me. And due to mental health reasons, I've found that very difficult. But going through the support network and having all the support team with me and everything's got my mental health really, really nicely sorted. And I've managed to produce this. So it's just a basic landscape. It's supposed to just be nice, bright colors, nothing special really. Unfortunately, my grandpa passed away a few years ago, but he too was a William Blackshaw. And if anyone knows anything about Brighton College, he actually was headmaster through the 70s and 80s and has a lot of artwork in the colleges there. But yeah, this is something to show my grandma that I hope makes her very proud of me. So yeah, I'm just really grateful that I can't believe I've actually produced something that's, yeah, looks all right. I'm really not very good at art really, but I've just tried so hard over the years to paint something. And yeah, I'm just really grateful for my Life Fest to publish something that I've done that I get to show my grandma. So thanks very much, everyone.
Hello, this is this is my mental health first aid box. It has different things in, so when I'm having a hard day or struggling with my mental health, then I go to this box and pick something out of that will help with my mental health. The things that I have in my box are colouring pens, art pad, word search book, stress ball. I wrote down some helplines that I can ring or Skype my friends when I'm struggling. So when I need something, I'll just get something out of that box. When I go for walks, I have things to look for on my way that I have in the box. So when I go on walks, I pick something out of the box, out of the bag that's in the box, and I take that with me. You can all put different things in that box. It's down to individuals. I learned about the mental first aid help box through using Mind, the service, and they taught us all how to use the first aid box. And You probably can't see it, but this is my first aid box that I have stuff in. You probably can't see it all anyway, yeah. If you haven't got a box to use, then you can use the bag and you can write things down if you want, and you can change over what you've got in that box. If you don't feel it's working, you can put new things in, take things out, and it's down to the individual on what you use. But I found this very helpful when I'm struggling with different mental health issues. So I'm able to go to there and use that. So I think that's a good thing for me. And it's there to hand as and when I need it. And I know what it's used for as well, because I make sure that it's there so I can see it. Thank you very much for listening.
Hello there. Yes, at the moment I'm attending a creative writing course, and let me see. During the lockdown, I've used some time because during the lockdown I've used some time to read more. I have lots of books I haven't read, so now is the time to get started on them. So I've been reading lots of books, and that's distracted my mind quite a lot. It's really good. They're really all types of genre, from police thrillers to love stories. So to join a creative writing group seemed logical to me, given my love of words. It is a tremendous way to improve your vocabulary and express yourself. I've written a couple of pieces here, I think, very, very short stories. I'll just read the first one. It was actually the title was given by the person who runs the creative writing turn, and this is the way it goes. And it started with it all started when I accidentally picked up the wrong suitcase at the airport. The suitcase was the same make as mine. It also seemed to be the same weight, so there was absolutely no reason why I should be suspicious. It had no label on it, like mine. I proceeded to go through the nothing to declare channel in my usual nonchalant style. I never brought any contraband, so I had nothing to declare. Suddenly, a customs officer came up to me and said, "Excuse me, sir, may I have a word?" He took the suitcase and put it on the bench. "Could you open the suitcase, please, sir?" It had no lock on it, so there was nothing to alert me to the problem. I unzipped the lid, lifted it, and lo and behold, it was full of £20 notes. I was flabbergasted. "Perhaps you'd like to explain where this came from, sir?" I was dumbfounded and probably fainted. So that was just a very, very quick story that came out of the session where we just are given a title and we just continue like that. But yes, if anybody's interested in the creative writing session, it's on a Thursday every week, basically. So thank you very much for listening.
Hello, my name is Susie, and I have been with Mind since about March last year. I found myself in a very dark place, and so contacted them, reached out to them, and they've really helped me. I enjoy doing poetry. It seems to help organize the crazy thoughts in my head, and my head is very runs away with itself. I have no control over it, and I find that writing poetry does help that. So here is a more light-sided poem that I wrote of trying to get to sleep, and you feel really tired, and then of course as soon as your head hits the pillow it starts going off in all kinds of directions. I feel so tired, my bed is calling. It won't be long before I'm falling sound asleep, a peaceful slumber. Wait a bit, what was that number? The one you need to call tomorrow? What was it You need to borrow? Damn, my brain, just please shut up. Oh, good, it says, now that you're up. Please take a note of aches and pains that break into your slumber plane. And what about when you were 5 and found that bird? Did it survive? Really? Now you think of that. I wonder what the sort of hat it is that I should buy to wear. Oh, this is more than I can bear. Just stop it, brain, and let me be. Sod it, I'll just watch TV. So that's more of the humorous side of things, really. I do have heavier ones that actually are in my brain, and in the middle of the night, I'll get the first couple of lines. And if they're good, I'll get up and run with it. And this is one of the ones. I feel my mind has shifted. I cannot seem to sleep. The problems and the sorrow make me want to weep. The burden and the weight of all that's going on dances inside my head. The depression is so strong. Some are small and petty in the general schemes of things, like buying Christmas presents that will make them feel like kings. There's also my own issues, the constant pain I feel, knowing that conditions only worsen, never heal. And what of the planet's future? How we treat her, man and beast, senselessly, blindly going till there's nothing left to feast. So excuse me if I'm gloomy, not singing a happy song. It's just that at this moment, it feels everything's gone so wrong. And getting those things out of my head really helps me. Mind is fantastic. They're really encouraging me to continue to do that. And it's really helped. And I feel I have a much more positive future. So thanks very much.
Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you. We've got you.
Okay, this is a couple of ink drawings I did last year. And I quite like to do complicated ones, and then they take me longer to do, which is quite the way I want it. So it takes me away from worrying or thinking about things I don't really want to think about too often. I started out at the Warnford in the OT department many years ago. I'm not great, but that's another one of mine. That one's not finished, to tell you the truth. But no, I mean, art's great. But then again, listen to all the poetry's brilliant, because I love poetry, I love writing, but yeah, creativity, it definitely helps. It helps, yeah. Okay, thank you. I'll just put that on.
Hi, my name is Vera. Photography has been a part of my life from my early youth, but I didn't realize how important this hobby was for me, and I didn't know about its healing power. I discovered it 7 years ago after the death of my loving father. I experienced life-changing trauma after the loss of my father, and I struggled with a huge amount of grief and emotional pain. As the part of my coping strategy, I bought an annual pass to a garden, and during my visits, I started taking photos of the flowers there. I only had a camera in my phone that time. Still, I was quite surprised by the level of joy this activity gave me. And after a year, I was able to purchase a camera, which gave me more opportunity to play around. I've learned how to use it just by using it. And this camera became my constant companionship on my daily walks. And my mind was filled with all sorts of ideas about what kind of pictures I wanted to take. Actually, I often say I don't take a photo, I make a photo. I love looking for insignificant items, things we walk by every day and we might never pay attention to. And I try to present them in a special way. I had been planning this photo for a very long time, and I had many attempts. When it finally came out the way I wanted, it made me so excited. By sharing it with you, I hope it will give you the same amount of enjoyment. I also hope that it will make you think deeper, and it might encourage and motivate you. I gave this photo a title, Broken, Still Beautiful. You might feel broken, you might feel incomplete or insignificant, but you still have so much beauty in you. We all do. Just hold your life into the right light, and you will see things differently. I don't know what might help you. I can only talk about my own experiences, but for me, it's my Christian faith that helps me. When I see my life in the light of eternity, hidden blessings will become visible to me. And I try to look at others in the same way. I really want to encourage you to find a light which will help you to discover beauty and look at others in this way, and look at your own life in this way. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to read this one as well. It's about music and mental health. I am writing this about how I feel about music and mental health, and to share some songs that help me to stay well and lift my mood. I have been involved in live music ever since I was at the age where I understood that my mental health is released and set free for a few hours by listening to music. Especially now, as this pandemic has taken hold, music can still bring us together. Everybody from all walks of life has a musical taste, and music affects their life in some way. Music can make you feel like you belong in spite of your mental health. I have to say the first song that lifts my mood has to be Rain in the Summertime by The Alarm, about which I have a lot of personal feelings. This was one of The Alarm's hits in the 80s, and it makes me think of Jules Peter, the wife of the lead singer of The Alarm, who has spoken about her story with breast cancer. The song makes me think of people going through a difficult time, whether that's with their mental health or another area of life. The second song which raises my mental health is Summertime by DJ Jazzy Jeff. This track reminds me of the hot, warm summer nights. When you look at the weather now, it's foggy, freezing, icy, and bleak. But in the summertime, you've got the sea, the walks, canals, and freedom to move around and make our choice. This song reminds me that the summer will come again. My third song suggestion, which relieves my mental health, is Southbound by Thin Lizzy, as it has so many fond memories. My last thoughts are that music keeps us strong and keeps us together. I would hope that going to see live music will continue and put this year where it belongs. We are all very special and we all deserve to be happy. I'm so happy that the staff within the Oxfordshire Mental Health Partnership and the team involved can still work together. So as a big thank you to all the people involved and doing their best to enjoy their lives, I want to say that we are all heroes. Please stay well, everyone. We are all one family. There is help out there, and let's make it bigger. Heroes by David Bowie, or Bowie, however you say it.
Hi, I'm Tam, and this photograph came about because people have been recommending mindfulness to me as a way of managing anxiety and stress and low mood. But I really wasn't getting on with it. I didn't manage to see much benefit from lengthy meditations, breathing exercises. I could practice and practice, but still my mind would go off in different directions. And it was only really when I learnt about mindful photography that I started to think that, okay, I can do mindfulness in a way that is meaningful for me and works for me. And I'm very grateful to two services that I've been involved with, particularly in terms of the photography, Oxfordshire Recovery College, who at the end of every session insist on every participant naming something they are going to do after the session to take care of themselves, something that's just for them, something that's good for them. And so I would have to commit at the end of every Recovery College session to doing something, well, whether it's going for a walk or setting out to take a photograph. And that became a habit. And that's one of the things that was missing when I previously wrecked my work-life balance and skewed it all to work. This photograph, I took it from the car park of Wittenham Clumps. And I never normally look around when I'm in the car park. I get straight to the top of the hill and then get the camera out. But this one, I got to the car park and thought I'd look around and saw these stunning layers of light. Different temperatures coming off different surfaces. And for me, I thought, okay, I'll snap that picture. And in actual fact, I didn't look at it for a few weeks until a few weeks afterwards. But that then just brought back that moment, that calmness, the different layers, nature just being incredibly beautiful, peaceful, and those fractal shapes of the branches and the leaves just bring a great sense of calm, which I found very helpful. I have another photo. This is taken at Tadpole Bridge near Bampton. And again, this was just one moment in a long walk. I think we were out for about 2 hours. And I just snapped this one on my phone. The oldness, the ancient structure of the bridge, the very, very fast, powerful water flowing off it, and the almost but not quite black and white light that was coming through that day very much shows beauty in winter, and that particular moment, feeling tired and weary and a bit soggy at the end of a long walk. That's a lovely mindful moment that I like to come back to as well. So in those ways, that's why photography has helped me. This particular rhyme that I came up with was part of an exercise from Minds Walking for Wellbeing online group. Wonderful group that meets online once a week while we're in lockdown to encourage us to stay active. And certainly one of the many things that's good for all of us is the 5 ways to well-being, and staying active is one of them. And they encouraged us to go out, see what we saw, feel what we felt, hear what we heard, and come up with a rhyme, and this was mine. I wonder why my left foot clumps much louder than my right. I won't see birds with clumps like that. They'll all get such a fright. All animals will hear my clumps and scamper out of sight. Perhaps I'll try my other shoes to make my left clump light. I wore my summer shoes today. My clumping was much better. They have no waterproofing though. My feet got so much wetter. A muddy dog jumped up at me and I stood still and let her. Then I went home, muddy and wet and feeling much upsetter. I gave my welly boots a try. The clumping was still there, but now at least the right clump too, which seemed a lot more fair. And I could walk through mud and puddles, almost anywhere. To my delight, I saw a lot of birds and a brown hare. I've tried a lot of spotting tricks and guess which was most brill. Wear any shoes, go anywhere, then stand completely still. I hear deer bark, crows caw, and little wrens and robins trill. Then on I clump round Wittenham Clumps, my favourite clumping hill. Thank you very much for listening.
Hello everyone, James has asked me to read his piece out. When I first heard about the My Life Fest booklet and this year's topic from my connection support worker, we were walking around the Oxford University Museum of Natural History, so I had an idea of trying to link this year's topic of seasons to the successes, spring and summer, and failures, autumn and winter, that humankind have made to each of the seasons. Being interested in evolution, I hope that this will be a great way to share with you what I've learned from my research. So just like a typical year in the Northern Hemisphere, let's start from the beginning and spring. Spring is generally associated with new beginnings and new life, and throughout human history, there have been many examples where new beginnings have brought success to us humans. Starting with our earliest ancestors, we learned to control fire and make tools. And from this, we adapted from being hunted to becoming the hunter itself. As we evolved, we learned how to build settlements, cultivate and domesticate animals. And in recent years, our research and knowledge have led us to make great discoveries and find cures for illnesses once thought incurable. Summer is generally associated with relaxing and just sitting back and taking time out from our busy lives, and this has been much apparent throughout our existence. There are many times throughout our history when nothing purposeful has seemed to happen, which isn't a bad thing, but it does show that humans can be particularly lazy. Autumn is a season of change, and in most cases, a change for the worst. Throughout our history, there have been many changes that haven't been pleasant, from the current pandemic to the likes of wars, famine, climate change, and deforestation, which all have had an impact on the planet we live on, which leads us into the bleakest winter of all, winter. Yes, it's cold, dreary, and miserable, but knowing that spring will soon be here brings light into those darkest of days. And James is going to tell us how being creative helps him.
So, being creative helps me focus my mind on the present moment. Because usually it's either running all over the place or nowhere at all. That's it.
Well, thank you everyone for all of your contributions. I think, you know, it's fair to say that the level of talent that we have across the partnership is pretty unbelievable. You know, it was lovely to hear some, you know, quite funny poems. It made me chuckle. A few of them made me chuckle anyway. No, it was lovely. Thank you so much for that. And I think, you know, it's been so wonderful to get to know everyone. And I hope that the booklet is a reminder not just of, you know, the many hours spent on Zoom, but also the sheer dedication and commitment that all of you guys have shown. It really wouldn't be possible without, you know, your contribution. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, it's just to echo Kate's thoughts really there. So I think it's just been an absolute privilege and inspiring receiving your artwork of all sorts of strands, and just thank you to everybody for sharing your creativity and stories with us. And now you have your very own art exhibition in the seasonal My Life Fest booklet, so enjoy. Thank you.
And I just wanted to say as well that, yeah, everybody should be very, very proud. We are. It's been absolutely fantastic. We'd just like to urge everybody to stay creative and continue to do the things that seem to be making mental health and everything that's going on at the minute just that little bit easier. But it won't be long before the next My Life Fest begins. So we also urge that you contribute to that one as well. And we hope to see you all again.
I think Connection have taken more of their time that, you know, that was needed, but you know, we did do it all through a pandemic, so a huge congratulations to you all for making it possible, so thank you.